Hey, what's going on? It's your boy StoneThug. I wanted to make a little video today because I wanted to make it on race relations, black folks, white folks, all in between folks. I'm a race conscious person myself because I'm a black male living in America, but I don't really have a negative story to tell. I just want to give my opinion on it because so many things are going on right now. I just found out that those two famous Olympians back in the early days had the ones who had their fist raised, the real iconic picture that they took, where it was the two black champions and then the white guy who came in second place in front of them. That the white guy passed away and a little while ago. And basically the story came out that the white guy is the one that provided the black guys with the black gloves, and that the white guy stood with those two black guys. He was an Australian and he stood with them. He didn't put his fists up, but they were in solidarity, and that his own country turned their back on him. Australia did, when they found out that he was a participant in this acknowledgement of the struggle of the people. And it just made me think more about race relations. And I thought about race when I used to work for the movie studios. I remember working over at Sony, and I was working over there, and I was always kind of conscious about, race, because there wasn't a lot of brothers there, like three of them. I was one of them. And at the time, when I thought about race, I thought, wow, what am I, I'm very fortunate to be here, but I don't want to have any problems with these white folks if there's some bias, some kind of way, against the brothers. I mean, it's only three of us here, a couple thousand people. So, you think like that sometime because, history has shown you a few things, so you kind of... And I asked God about race, white, black paradigm, and, what was his thoughts on it? And I remember thinking it, and God knows your thoughts are far off. And what happened was, one day, I was in the big dining room over at Sony, the commissary, and I was hanging out with the I Dream of Jeannie lady, and I just got through seeing Larry Hackman, who played, J.I. Ewing, and also the I Dream of Jeannie dad, or he wasn't the father, but he was the man who had Jeannie at the time. And Larry Hackman is his name, the actor. And they just had lunch, him and George Hamilton. Just give me some tips and stuff on how to, what to do at the studio, whatever. Some good guys. But not thinking about, there was always some outstanding, white people who made up for, the bad history with some other white folks who might not have been so considerate. And if you were a black person who had a bad experience with some white folks, it lingered, especially, during that day when coming into the studios and stuff. So what happened was, I was thinking of this when I was sitting up there and talking with this actress, talking. But I had to get a seat when I left from talking to her. I had to get a seat in the back because there wasn't any more seats in the front. And when I was sitting, when I went to the back of the commissary, all the way in the back, this big, beautiful dining room, all these celebrities were in there, like I just told you. I think it was Barbara Eden, I think her name was, or whatever. And I went in the back, and I looked up And I saw the sea of producers and directors and actors and actresses, and it was just very, it was a unique experience to be there with all these top-notch people. Spielberg was making a movie over there, and John Singleton, those people was over there, and it was just, you know, you were just in there with all these people. And Share Studio was up, and as I was sitting in the back in the dining room, there must have been 500-600 people. There was no black folks whatsoever, no black women. I mean, you generally gonna see a black woman, but with no black women, with no black brothers. There was nobody but me. All these producers, top-notch people. And when I noticed it, the thought came to my mind. I can hear a small little quiet voice in my head. The Lord said, look. I said, what do you see? And I said, I don't see any black folks. And he said, that little voice said, I did that. Not that he got rid of all the black folks, but that he put me there. And he had his own reasons for doing it. But the reason why I was there is because he put me there. So there's a lot of answers to solve or understand the race problem, the race issues. And I'm going to make more videos in the future dealing with that. So stay tuned and go to YouTube, StoneThug Music, and tune into our Facebook page, Gregory Jones, aka StoneThug. I'm going to do some things on music too, because some of these brothers out here need some help. So I'll be doing some videos on that too. So stay close. But the point that God made was that I did that. I'm able to do that. And for you who don't understand what I mean by that, is that the NAACP did not put me in that place working at the studio at that time, making that money. The president at that time did not put me there. And it was not Obama. There were no friends. There was no nepotism that got me there. I didn't put a gun to somebody's head and get there. I didn't crawl through the door. I didn't sneak in like Steven Spielberg snuck in the same studio and set up. I didn't do that. He alone put me there. That's what God can do. Alright, this your boy StoneThug. StoneThug.com. StoneThug Music. Comedy, CDs. Peace. God did that. God alone.